Test 1 2, we in here live the 5th day of November, election night, and love versus hate is on the ballot. I don't do politics. I watch, and I try to watch to see who could possibly bring the people together for a common cause. So I voted. And all I can do now is pray that God's will be done in this election. If 45 wins, God's will be done. If Kamala wins, God's will be done. I am a believer in Yeshua HaMashiach. I don't consider myself a Christian. I don't consider myself a Democrat. I don't consider myself a Republican. I am a believer first and foremost. So all those people who are trying to say that 45 is for Christian, no, he's not. There's no such thing as a Christian. There's no Christians in the Bible. Those are all European words. Even the word Jesus is a European word. So let's stop all that. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Who's decent, who's not decent. That's why I don't do politics. It's a lot of showboating, a lot of people trying to win people's approval, people's allegiance, when at the end of the day, the only concern I have is safety for my brothers and sisters, in particular people of color. Are we going to be safe under a 45 administration this time around? I wasn't very safe the first time around. I was called the N-word 3 times during that administration. Twice by supporters, once by a police officer. So I have my reservations about that. So that's why I've been very quiet and just watching people navigate and watch people operate. And when people show you who they are, once again, the DMX quote, believe them. All right, so sports wise, my Dodgers are the champs. I think I have a hooray sound effect that we haven't broke out in a while. The Dodgers are the champs of the world, and I think we can run it back. We have enough in the tank, enough people coming back. Shohei Ohtani had surgery today on his labrum. I don't know if that was necessary, but we'll see how that goes. I pray everything turns out okay. Shoulder surgery is never good. I would try to avoid it if I could, but you got to do what you got to do. Hopefully it's just a scope. They just kind of clean it up a little bit. They don't have to reconstruct the shoulder. Luckily, he's a left-handed batter. I believe he throws right, bats left. Dave Roberts deserves an apology from everybody. This man, despite all the criticism, despite all the naysayers and myself included, who were questioning all his decisions. And I'm not even in my microphone tonight. Let me get this going real quick. I don't like how this sounds. That makes a lot of sense. There we go. Let's get this going. Now that's how it's supposed to sound. So now we cooking. But the decisions he made, even going down to the last pitcher with bringing in your ace to finish the game. The rumor has it that Shohei might have pitched that last batter. Instead, he had Walker Buehler finish them off, and we finally get our parade. Dodgers 2024 MLB champions. You could say world champions because players are coming from all over the world. And it's a beautiful thing. I love LA. Dodgers. Saquan Barkley and my Eagles flying high. There's no way in the world you have not seen what Saquon did last week. It might have been one of the most bizarre yet impressive things I've ever seen in an actual game. He jumped backwards when he played for the Giants, but he did not jump over someone's head. He jumps backwards to spin off a defender, but he didn't get 5 feet in the air. Something ain't right. This dude is not human. Like, the vision it takes to jump I mean, I saw Vince Carter jump over another player and dunk on him in the Olympics a couple years back. But in live action, with how many players around him, so this picture we see one or two. There's a shot of him surrounded 5 defenders. This is nothing less than incredible. I'm gonna get shut down. I'm gonna play the video. I'll call it a 3-piece to go. So Jalen Hurts drops it off to the flat, and we excuse me 3 and if you saw it live, I'm sure you were saying to yourself, what did I just watch? In the flat, 3rd and 6, makes a guy miss, avoids in the most incredible fashion I've ever seen. I said Saquan, Nuff said, now Eagles are flying high. We're looking real good this week going into a beat down Cowboys game with Dak Prescott being out and backup quarterbacks in, a depleted Cowboys team and a surging Eagles team. Should be a beatdown. The Kansas City Chiefs were at it again last night, and like I said, the Kansas City cheats for the
movement by Jawan Taylor
going into the red zone for the game. That could have easily been the game winner, but they stopped Kelsey at the 1 or 2. But the right tackle is easily a false start. And this is the same play we saw earlier in the season when we were criticizing the Chiefs for getting calls. This is overtime. Everybody in the building saw this right tackle was moving before the ball was snapped, but they don't call it yet again. What can we say about a force-fed 3-peat? for the Kansas City Chiefs. And there's no need to blame Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They're just playing. But it really does feel like the league wants the Chiefs to three-peat. Because they're insulting our intelligence at this point. And it's blatant. So something happened in the game that I've never seen before. My buddy Byron Martin sent a video from Facebook.
Play clock winding down.
Caleb Williams is the quarterback for the Bears. If you're paying attention to the top of the screen, DJ Moore runs a comeback. Caleb Moore fails to get him the ball. DJ Moore walks off the field to the bench during the play. In my history, my experience, my 40 years of watching football, I've never seen a player walk off the field during the game, during the play. There is real problems between DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. Something is not clicking. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I told my boy Byron, I was like, yo, I've seen disgruntled players before, but I've never seen that level of disappointment where the play is still going on and your quarterback rolls to your side and he does not throw you the ball and you just walk off the field. And my comment was, this generation is wild. And the meeting will be interesting. When they watch that together, and if the coach doesn't point that out, DJ Moore should be on the trading block, because I know Caleb's not going to be on the trading block. Caleb's the future for that team. But I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Some other things we haven't seen before, the Saquan leap. The three-piece by Saquon is one thing. We saw some amazing catches, though. Garrett Wilson had one for the Jets. In the NFL, you just need to have 2 feet down or a shin down. This was an incredible catch. And after going to review, he only got 1 foot down, but his shin hit inbounds, which counts for 2 feet, which makes that incredible. My own Philadelphia Eagle, Devontae Smith, had a similar catch. The Slim Reaper had his own one-arm, one-hand catch. We got to check these gloves, man. These gloves are way too sticky. One, two. I'm not sure which one was better, but Devontae had both feet down. Both were one-handed grabs. Amazing. Something happened in the NBA. It was funny to me. There was a dunk that happened. Christian Braun dunks over Rudy Gobert.
My God.
Routine, two-hand dunk on Defensive Player of the Year. It happens all the time in the NBA. We got a bunch of athletes. And Gobert doesn't like the taunt what made me laugh, what really tickled me. AC2's in here. What's up, sir? Gobert getting physical with Bron. But you ever watch the Tom and Jerry show when Tom and Jerry are fighting and running around the yard, running around the house, and then the dog, I forgot the dog's name. Was it Butch? And his son would be playing around with Tom and Jerry. And then when the dad came around, Tom, the cat, was scared because the dad was big and strong. There was also a bully on Different Strokes. His name was the Gooch. And we never got a chance to see the Gooch. And there was a lyric in a Biggie Smalls song where he says, invisible bully like the Gooch. Well, Rudy Gobert, I think he saw the Gooch when he got into a fight with Christian Braun, and Russell Westbrook rolled up on him. Look at his demeanor change. Look at how aggressive he was with Christian Braun, and then he saw the Gooch, Russell Westbrook, coming to his teammates' aid. What you doing? What's going on? What's really going on? Russell Westbrook, I can imagine what his face looked like running up to Rudy Gobert for him to for Rudy Gobert, 7'2", over how tall he was, and Westbrook running up on him at 6'3". It looked like he saw a ghost. Rudy Gobert sees the Gooch, and his tone changed immediately. I thought that was so funny to me. When I saw that live, I thought that was hilarious. You don't run up on... That's why Russ is one of my favorite players, man. He's 100% every night. He may not be the same player he was 10 years ago, but he goes hard every night. And he got your back if he's your teammate. He got your back. Rudy Gobert saw the Gooch. Jameis Winston, once again, speaking his mind. Everyone still judged me for one season 5 years ago. That was before I got LASIK. I couldn't see in Tampa. That is hilarious to me. I thought Bruce was black until 2019. The funniest guy in the NFL is Jameis Winston. I don't care what anyone says. Bruce Arians commented, explains a lot. I always thought you were just being polite when you introduced me like that to your friends. I can only imagine what he was saying. This is my bruh, Bruce. This is my main man, Bruce. And he wouldn't say my main man. He probably would say my ninja. Bruce Arians was too cool. I always admired Bruce Arians. He was one of those coaches that would be mad at his coaches for not going home to be with their family for events. I was happy he got to win the Super Bowl. He did that. And while we're in my 2 cents, who was creating these statues, man? This is wild. This is LeBron Lincoln. This is Abraham James. This is Greg Oden James Jr. III. This is better than Dwayne Wade's statue, but I don't think we want LeBron to look like Father Time on his statue. Nonetheless, who's doing these statues? Tender Love, as you can see, we're running through our show tonight, quick and easy, quick and dirty. Everybody's tied up in the election. It probably won't be decided tonight, guys. It's probably going to happen tomorrow or the next day. So control what you can control. Don't try to force and predict, it's going to drive you crazy. Electoral college is unpredictable, and Pennsylvania is still not found out. It's going to rack your brain. All you can do if you're a praying person like myself is pray that God's will be done. That covers everything. So, tender love. Joel Embiid is back. When I see people saying he doesn't want to play, I've done way too much for this city, putting myself at risk for people to say that. I've done way too much for this city to be treated like this. Bro, you play for Philadelphia. We don't care about your sore knees. You lost 25 pounds, you need to be playing. Now, you punching a reporter in the locker room because he talked about your brother, your dead brother, and your son, I understand. Take the fine. 3-game fine, fine. But you don't talk to me and about my family. I don't fault Embiid one bit. Matter of fact, that gets you off the tender love report. He manned up and took the stance he needed to take. But saying statements like this is going to get you booed even more in Philly. So you cannot say I'm sitting down back-to-back and not expect the fan base to have a reaction. Philly fans are brutal. They love you when you give them heart. They will boo you if you show weakness and soft tendencies. Guess who's back on the Tender Love Report? AD was hurt last week as the Lakers are skidding after a great 3-0 start. AD hurt his foot. I don't wish injury on anyone, but the king of tender love is injured and day-to-day. Did he play tonight? I don't know. And I'm pretty excited. Tomorrow night, I'm going to see the Sixers versus my other team, the Clippers. I can't even claim them as my other team. Kawhi ain't playing. Kawhi used to be my favorite player. It's the only reason why I rock with the Clippers for a little bit. But since Kawhi's not playing, Embiid's not playing, it's just me going to see the Intuit Dome. Shout out to Tim Hunt and his daughter who works for the Clippers, blessing me with a few tickets. My brother, Ink Wasted Clyde, if you need a tattoo, hit him up. He and I are going to go check out the game tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome. I'm not sure about the game, but I know the arena is awesome, so I can't wait to go see that. Once again, shout out to the Hood family for taking care of me. It's always good to get blessed by somebody that has some juice, so I really appreciate that. The election. Now, again, I don't spend too much time talking about things I can't control. All I can control is my vote. As I watched these two candidates go back and forth over the last year or so, well, not even a year because Kamala just got in the running when President Biden stepped down. And if you were from the outside looking in and did not have a dog in the fight and you just watched the two candidates, this scene from Do the Right Thing came to mind when I watched both candidates campaign.
Move! China.
It's your world.
Where you headed to?
I'm going to get a slice.
You going down the south?
Word.
I gotta make some deliveries and I'll check you back there, right?
On the rebound.
Bet. All right. Oh, shit. Let me check it out. That's the hype.
Newest, latest. Let me tell you the story of right hand, left hand. It's a tale of good and evil. Hey. It was with this hand that Cain iced his brother. Love. These 5 fingers, they go straight to the soul of man. The right hand, the hand of love. The story of life is this. Static. One hand is always fighting the other hand. and the left hand is kicking much ass. I mean, it looks like the right hand love is finished. But hold on, stop the presses, the right hand's coming back. Yeah, he got the left hand on the ropes now, that's right. Yeah, ooh, it's a devastating right, and haters hurt. He's down. Ooh, ooh, left hand hate KO'd by love. If I love you, I love you. But if I hate you,
There it is, love and hate.
I love you, brother.
Bet. Read Raheem, check you later. Peace.
So when I see one candidate pushing an agenda of hate, that ain't good, man. And that's kind of why I voted for Kamala Harris. The main reason why. I don't care about the policies of, you know, abortion and gay rights, and I'm more concerned about America as a melting pot of people, and to totally disregard and to trash a certain demographic or ethnicity of people. That's forcing the hatred. That's forcing hate on the people, man, and that's just not good. So I know a lot of, especially black males, were like, you being, you know, brainwashed, the Democrats and Democrats this, Democrats that. Race, to me, is way more serious than political party. And the way that 45 allows people, like, he didn't even shut down the comments about Puerto Ricans and Latinos, the last rally they had. He didn't say that that was wrong. He shouldn't have said those things. As a comedian said those things. He didn't say those things, but he didn't say those things are not what I believe. He goes for it. So I'm going for love, man. The person that can bring people together, similar to when President Obama ran for president. So, you know, hopefully these differences in belief in who you vote for don't end friendships. I have a lot of people I truly respect who voted for Donald Trump for political reasons, not personal reasons. I have a personal vendetta versus 45 because he's holding my Native American tribe, the Eastern Pequot Nation in Connecticut, hostage on our own land. So I don't like the man, period. He's not a good man. He's not a good person. So that's me. That's just me. You can vote for him if you want to, but you got to live with that. And as a believer in Yeshua, I can't find myself to vote for a person who's just not exhibiting any fruits of the Spirit. Love, kindness, joy, any of the fruits of the Spirit. And if you are a Christian, look in the mirror, man. Like, I'm not claiming that Kamala's this super believer either. She might say one thing about what she believes or whatever, but I'm not voting for a pastor. We're voting for a president. There's a separation between state and church for a reason. It's two different things. And if I'm a pastor, if I'm your pastor, I should never exhibit hatred. I should never exhibit lying. I should not be wanted for crimes that I've committed if I'm your pastor. If I'm a righteous person, I'm supposed to be loving and open and seeing the best in people. But we're voting for a politician. I don't expect politicians to be squeaky clean. They can't be President Obama clean. That was the cleanest politician of all time, and people still say he didn't do a good job. So just imagine if I ran for president, people would say I was not a good person. People would say I was the Antichrist. So I just know that all the vitriol, all the talking, and we live in a country now that people love the bad guy. You watch enough Scarface, you watch enough Deadpool, you watch enough Joker, you can be like, yeah, we like bad guys. It's cool to be bad. It's cool to be an outlaw. I'd rather be feared than loved. That's what we live in, man. But I'm going to sleep well tonight. I'm not going to worry about things I can't control. I can pray that God's will be done no matter who wins this election, that my life will be safe, my son's life will be safe, my daughter, my wife, all the kids that I work with, that our lives will be safe. The biggest thing I'm worried about, or what I'll pray about, is this immunity for police officers. Because I was pulled over during the first Trump administration and held at gunpoint by the police in Seal Beach by an overzealous police officer who thought he had the green light to treat us any way he wanted to, which is not very peaceful. So don't let this election destroy your friendships. You should be able to disagree on who you vote for and the reasons why you vote for certain people. But for me and my vote, that's what I did. So in the meantime, we always end the show with something light. What is lighter and fun, more fun, or go ahead and say the bad grammar, funner, than Unc Season, baby? It's still Unc Season. This Unc took me back a little bit. And nothing wrong with a little nucleus jam on it. So it's something about an Unc dancing outside of a car. Last week we showed Unc trying to get his woman back with the Phil Collins in the air tonight. This Unc felt it was time for him to be pop locked, and he did. If you have an Unc Season video, please send it to me. You'll get credits for sending me the Unc Season video of the week. It is Unc Season, and there's no shame in their game. Again, it is election day. I'm not going to stay on any longer. I'm going to let you guys go back to watch the results as they come in. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Again, it's out of our hands. As long as you voted, that's all you can really do. You can't complain if you don't vote. So please continue to pray for a peaceable life. Research, read, be educated. Look at things from a wide outside perspective. Not picking a side, but watch and see what fruit. You will know them by their fruit. And don't be discouraged because you think that more than half of this country thinks and believes a certain way. It's been that way since my ancestors in Connecticut, Nashantucket, where our land was taken away from us by Spaniards and Europeans, and we're all immigrants. If you do the history, the original people were Aborigines and Native, and they were color. But now all of a sudden you would think that Anglo-Saxons were the first people on the American soil, which is not true at all. So once again, education, as my shirt reads, it is better, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. On that note, I'm gonna holler at y'all next week. I'm AC, this is AC Sports Live. Y'all be good to each other, stay prayed up, and we'll see you next time on the flip side. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with your boy. Until next time, may Yahweh continue to bless you richly, because Yeshua saves. Amen. Holla at y'all. Peace.